Hello everyone and welcome back to another rapid game. So today we're with the black pieces and we're playing against c4. So again we'll go e5 in this position and we'll go knight f6. So after the move pawn to g3, okay, let's again stick with our repertoire and play the move pawn to c6 here. Our opponent is a lot higher rated, so yeah, they're probably going to play knight f3 or d4, which is the correct responses. Here we have two options, so I think we can play either e4 or we can take the pawn. They're both meant to be fine. It's sort of just a reverse Alapin here for black. The solid option is just to take the pawn, but you do get into some very interesting positions after pawn to e4. So we can definitely give this one a try. This one's also very interesting. So pawn to d5. So our opponent's trying to avoid allowing us to set up our pawn onto the d5 square. So we can play bishop to b4 here just to develop a piece and attack this knight on c3. I'm looking maybe to capture that knight at some point, maybe double the pawns and play against the worsened pawn structure. That's one of the plans. Otherwise I might just castle, play rook e8. e3 is another plan. In some positions, depending on what he gives us, then at the right time e3 could be a dangerous move. But let's see how he responds to this move, bishop to b4. So he plays the move bishop to d2. Now one tactic here you have to be very, very careful of, which I see a lot of people falling into, is the move knight takes e4. Now if you take that knight on e4, then the bishop will be hanging, and if you take the bishop, then the knight will retreat and recapture. So you want to be careful you don't fall into this. We can stop this by playing a5. We can also retreat our bishop, and we can also just defend it with queen e7. That's another move. Oh, actually, does it actually work? Because if we castle knight takes e4, then we play knight takes e4, bishop takes on b4, and then we have the move queen to b6. So yeah, I often tell people not to stop their calculation halfway, but I sort of stopped my calculation halfway there, explaining that tactic. But yeah, maybe the tactic doesn't actually work, so I could actually maybe set a trap for him here and castle, allow him to take, and then if he takes the bishop, go queen to b6, hitting f2 and hitting the bishop on b4, and I think that wins a piece. But yeah, he doesn't fall for it, which is expected, I suppose. Okay, we can play rook e8 and set up another trap. So if he tries to go for it now, then we have some knight takes f2 and then queen b6. But he didn't fall into it the first time, so he's probably not gonna fall into it the second time. So knight h3 is probably the most solid looking move here. They took it. So I think I just take it. And if here, well, I mean, I can still play this actually. I thought I would start with this one this time, but I mean, I can still play this because this comes with check. And this looks like it's completely winning actually. So I just play the move queen to b6. So taking the bishop comes with check. think maybe he forgot that the bishop comes with check, because maybe he thought he would take the knight and then I would be forced to take with the rook. Yeah, I think he's losing a piece no matter what now. I don't see a way for him to defend. Yeah, so he just resigns. So nice quick win in that position. So we go back to the start. So after c4 here, we have the move pawn to c6, d4. So again, you can also take the pawn. It's perfectly fine. And after queen takes, you get a reverse Alapin. Probably the most solid move here is not to play d5. I think it's better to go knight a6 if you're going to play into this position. For example, bishop e2, then you could play bishop c5. If check, then you can also drop the bishop back or play queen e7. And the position is more or less just very, very close to equal. Maybe white has a minuscule edge, but I don't think it's much. Black can most often equalize. But the more interesting move is definitely this one. I think bishop g5 is probably the most challenging move in this position, and then you're probably forced to play the move bishop to b4 in these positions. But I think black is also doing okay here, but yeah, this is definitely a more challenging try than in the game, because after the move pawn to d5, bishop pins, I think black is doing very comfortable here. Yeah, needed to just play a3, kick the bishop away. Maybe I take here and just play d6. We just get a position. Maybe I take here first. One of these moves, get a healthy position like this and finish developing with... yeah, I think black is totally fine here. So I hope you enjoyed this quick game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next game.